Good morning. おはようございます、皆さん。Thanks for tuning in. And Shu Bill, thanks for being here. Thank you for your thank you. It's the first time we're doing this for 3 hours straight. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out, so fingers crossed, I guess. And like big changes all around. I don't know. I feel like I'm finally starting to get somewhere. But all right, you guys aren't here to hear me Gucci complain about stuff. Here we are with chapter 8 today. Chapter 7 was released on this site last Saturday after 1.5 months. So finally there we go. And here the hope is to get through half of this today. Look at that thing. It's so small. It's so small. I should be fine. So I've expanded it a little bit. I've zoomed in a little bit so that it's easier to see. So there we go. All right. Well, let's get started. Hajimari. Penguin! Hi Penguin! Thanks for tuning in. Thanks so much. Yes, you finally made it. Yay! Congratulations. Is that the right song? I don't know. I pretty much only knew one phrase. Alright, let's start. First line, heading. Center, that's Times New Roman. Is there a way to change the default font on the thing, actually? No, that's not what I want. Page setup. Nope. Never mind. Alright, chapter 8. Good morning, how's my day been? It is now 9 a.m. I woke up at around 6 a.m. as always. That's alright. Finished a bit of work. And I have a lunch with a friend scheduled for after this. So yeah, it's looking not bad. It is raining quite a bit outside. So there's that. It's amber rain. Update. Nande update na? I don't know what you guys. What's your rain system, rain reporting system like where you are? In Hong Kong, we have we start off with so in Hong Kong we start off with amber rain. That's like the weakest. That's like it's raining enough that they need to give a warning, and then it's red rain, and then it's black rain. Black rain, you if it's black rain all the way in the morning, then you don't have to go to work. You don't have to go to school. But if it becomes black rain in the middle of the day when you're at work or at school, then the idea is stay indoors, don't go out. So that means you have to stay at work. So that just sucks. This sucks the most. The absolute fucking most. This one I hate the most because it means it's raining really, really hard, but not hard enough to be black. So that means it just sucks all around. I hate this one the most. This one is like, oh, okay, it's raining a lot. Grab an umbrella. So that's what it is. If you hear raindrops are falling on my head. That's what that is. It's raining right now. Summer is around the corner. I heard rain happens a lot around summer over there. Yeah, pretty much, I guess. I mean, it rains when it rains. Is all. That's just the way I think about it, and that's all I really care. I just like whenever it rains, I just go like, ugh, it's raining, and I stop thinking about it. Like, the end. That's it. Not much. So. Alright, let's go. 病院での飛び降り騒動の翌朝、魔女っ子キャロルちゃんに誕生する悪役、射程少女リリーちゃんのコスプレをした冠城さんが天の岩戸にやってきた。Next morning after the jumping incidents at the hospital, 冠城さん came to 天の岩戸 cosplaying as Lily-chan, the underling shoujo. No, the underling girl. Hold on. There's a lot to unpack in this sentence. Hold on a freaking moment. So this is the name of the show, Majoko Kararu-chan. Let's just do this as Magical Girl Kararu-chan. Alright? 誕生する悪役 The villain in this show as Lily-chan, underling girl. I'm sorry. 射程少女リリーちゃん Is this her title? Like underling girl. Like how Kelvin is Grim Reaper. Is this girl's nickname underling girl? Underling girl Lily-chan, the villain in the show. Magical girl Kyaru-chan. There we go, I guess. There we go. What kind of show is this? I kind of am curious and kind of don't really want to know. I mean, I've watched my fair share of magical girl shows before, man. Like when I was younger. What did I watch? Okay, like I never watched like Sailor Moon. So I wasn't into the whole. I was too young, and I wasn't like. It wasn't relatively available to me when the whole like Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball, Doraemon. When those shows were popular, I wasn't watching anime, so I've never watched any of those when I was young. So I don't associate any of those with my childhood. But after I got into anime, for a little while, I liked Mahou Shoujo shows like Cardcaptor Sakura. Yeah, that was one. And what was the other one? Shugo Chara. For some reason. I was probably in high school or I was in uni and I liked those shows. I don't know why. Alright, next. タブレット端末でラストでスライドショーを表示しながら分かりやすくお願いしていたシゲジーマッチポンプの修正作戦を説明してくれる。She was here to explain her idea for fixing Shigeji's what did we do for Machi Pump put up job for fixing fallout from Shigeji's put up job with tablet in hand and PowerPoint ready. Slideshow. Do we call them slideshow and slideshow? Slideshow. You guys call them slideshow? Yeah, alright. Alright, slideshow. Fair enough. was tempted to put PowerPoint, but you know, PowerPoint is it's a brand name, so that's not quite it. We're not exactly. We are Tenchi, but we're not the PowerPoint Tenchi. I haven't dipped my feet into magical girl anime. The only one I've watched was probably Madoka. I did watch Madoka, right? That happened. Oh my god. That happened. Tobias, hey, and love the last chapter. Thank you. つまり破滅願望があるように見えても、つまり破滅願望があるように見えても実行に移す可能性が低いのよ。私が口が悪いだけで本当はいい子だと思うわ。だからそれを確かめるために。In other words, 破滅願望がある。It might seem like she has a may seem like she. What should we do with this one? Ruined desire. A desire to destroy society. It might seem like she hates society, but the possibility of her putting it, of her acting on it is very low. 私は口が悪いだけで本当にいい子だと思うわ。I think. Let's make it more sure. I'm pretty sure that she just has a foul mouth, but is a good girl at heart. だからそれを確かめるために。So, in order to confirm this, and then blah blah blah, it continues. Penguin says, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but since I don't have a decent keyboard, I always enjoy your keyboard clicking sounds. It's very satisfying. Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Also, if you can make the time, do watch Madoka Magica. It's pretty short since it's a 12-episode anime. It's also very great anime. No, I mean, I did watch it. I watched it when it first came out. Back when I was still watching anime on a weekly basis. Oh, yes, I watched it. Then afterwards, I didn't watch the movies. It was a bit... I was all like crazy about it at the time. Like not crazy as in like I really loved it. I was crazy more like mind blown. Like, oh my god, what have you done to this genre? This genre will never be the same again. So yes, yeah, I was there during the initial hype. Yep. And true enough, after that, the magical girl genre was never the same again. 冠城さんが語るみきおちゃんの分析が昨夜俺が成り行きで偶然知った情報と丸かぶりしている。The analysis that Kaburagi-san was presenting on Mikio-chan was an exact copy. Was exactly the same as what I had found out by coincidence last night. Right, I realize I don't really do the sentence breakdowns anymore. I should probably do more of those, huh? かぶれさんが語るみきおちゃんの分析。So the analysis on みきおちゃんは昨夜俺がなりきり偶然知った情報。The information that I found out that the information that I found out 知った、by coincidence last night. Wow, okay, that was a lot of rearranging, huh? All right. と丸かぶりしている。Exactly the same. There we go. 言い出しづらい。緊急依頼出したけど全部無駄にしちゃってごめんなんてめちゃくちゃ言い出しづらい。でも言わないといけない。I couldn't 言い出しづらい。I struggled to bring it up. 緊急依頼出したけど全部無駄にしちゃってごめん。Come to her crying about. I come to her asking to make this an urgent thing. But it had all come to nothing. But it was now all moot. Okay, maybe moot is not the right word in terms of voice. But now it had come to nothing. Now, wasted. So, 無駄にする means that it's right. 無駄 Futility. It's futile. It's now useless. Asking to make this an urgent thing, but now it's useless. Yeah, I guess all the work have been rendered useless. なんてめちゃくちゃ言い出しづらい。でも言わないといけない。It was super hard to break the news, but I had to. It was super hard to break the news, but I couldn't not. Would that give a different oomph? I had to, and I couldn't not. I think I like this more because it's the double negative, so it gives a sort of negative feel to. It adds a sort of negative touch to the whole idea, to the whole sentence, right? I had to, having to do something. It sounds. It's still a positive way of saying it. So like I could not do it, you know. Sounds more negative. Which is what we're looking for. Because it's super hard to break the news. There we go. By the way, how did you get into translating? You don't have to answer right now, whenever. Yes, you asked this last time. I forgot, didn't have time to answer it. How much can I say? I got into translating because I was reading fan translated stuff and I thought, I can do better than this. Which is a bit of a, sounds a bit arrogant, but you know, I feel like that's how a lot of people with creative stuff start out, isn't it? Like you see stuff that people have done and you go like, I think I can do better than this. Even if it's just by a little bit, right? By a little bit. So that's what I thought. which now I know it's probably because whatever I read was a lot of it was probably machine translated, which it would be bad because so I thought I could do better, and as I sort of tried it myself, I looked up the original source material, and then I sort of went at it just line by line, and there was it was all the way back then when I would literally have like a translation document, and I would have another document where I would list out the vocab that I didn't know that I learned in this chapter, and I would like the thing was though, I would list it out because I felt like I would study it, but I never actually went back to study it. So it was just listing for the sake of listing, which is so dumb. But I listed it, and I also put like translations, like I put the definition next to it. So I did that. So technically it is sort of learning. It was just, I made study materials, and I didn't study the study materials, but the process of making the study materials was in itself a form of study. If you can understand. If you understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, that's basically how I started. I started as a fan translator myself. When I started, it was not the best, obviously. Nobody starts off their best. But yeah, I did that for a few years, and then finally, I was like, when did I take the N1? I don't remember exactly if I... So I was doing the fan translating for a while, right? And then I also went to take classes at uni. I took classes for like a year. That was me. Only a year though. For only 4 semesters. Like summer counted as two semesters. And that was it. And then I took the N1, I think. And I passed N1 Go, obviously. And I continued doing the fan translation on and off. I sort of burned out a bit. I think twice in 3 years. But then, I sort of kept at it. And that's... Eventually I contacted JNC. And passed the test. And here we are. That's basically it. Taishi just offended at least 90% of all fan translation groups. Maybe, but I wouldn't take it back. Because honestly, if they're good enough to do official translation, they wouldn't be doing fan translation, right? So, by definition, fan translation is inferior to official translation. It says me while doing a fan translation here. But technically, it's still true because like for this, like I unconsciously lowered the hurdle a little bit for myself. Like you see how I like put in like more like joke translations and I'm less sort of like serious about this, and how like I keep like the formatting of the dialogue as is instead of incorporating this into the text. Like I keep all this weird formatting stuff. So technically, yeah, just by definition, fan translation is inferior to official translation. Don't clip that. Do not clip that. So yeah, Penguin says, honestly, a lot of fan translations out there aren't very polished. I'm pretty sure if I ever pick up translations, it'll be because I want better translations for a series I like. And you're a really good translator, so I'm surprised you didn't go to school for it or was raised bilingual. Secret Org has the type of humor that most translators would barely stumble through. Thank you for saying that. I mean, I love the series, obviously. So I'm glad that there are other people who also love the series. And I do what I can to sort of convey the humor in it. Because Sago is Sago. What was your first fan translation? Ooh. Outbreak Company. Outbreak Company. Yep, that was it. I did the first volume and then I burned out. I think I did it because I really liked anime. And it was a good anime. It was. I love the formatting of the series though, and would hate to see it trimmed out. That's probably because you're used to it, right? Like in normal English stuff, you wouldn't see this. Normal English stuff, it wouldn't be like this. So の人の根本的な行動原理を見る手段として、まず頭が働かない状況に置く必要が、sorry, wrong voice. その人の根本的な行動原理を見る手段として、まず頭が働かない状況に置く必要があるのね。寝て起きたばかりとか、命の危険にさらされるとか、時間がなくてすぐに行動しないといけないとか、そういう状態でこそ本音が出るのよ。例えば、This is sort of a repeat of this starting here, right? In order to confirm this, one effective method to find out the underlying 行動原理 premise behavioral principle fundamental behavioral find out someone's fundamental behavioral principle is to place them in a situation where they cannot think clearly. 寝て起きたばかりとか That's examples include when they've just woken up 命に危険にさらされるとか when they are in danger for their lives 時間がなくてすぐに行動しないといけないとか or and when they are pressed to action in a very limited period of time. It's very limited in a very limited time frame. そういう状態でこそ本音が出るのよ。That is when people's true feelings come out. Oh shit. 例えば For example, there's an example here. There's an example here, guys. God damn it. Now have to redo this one. Ay. I didn't want to do it like in order to this includes Alright, let's combine the sentences. Such as when they've just woken up, when they're in danger for their lives, and when they are pressed to action in a very limited time frame. That is when people's true feelings come out. For example, Honestly, I like the spicy add to the novel. Thank you. Thank you. I still remember when I was adding like Pecco and Pain Pecco and shit. Pain Pecco. I'm proud of it. I'm still proud of it. Although if you remember, I dialed back on it and put it as a footnote, but Outbreak Company. I want to get into it one day. I heard from a friend it was one of the very early isekai out there. It is. It's all the way out there, and it's in very good hands right now. It's being published by JNC, I think. I think we have it. I think. Yeah, there we go. We have it. Volume 1. All the way to... God damn! There are 18 volumes of it now. God damn, that's long. Nice. But yeah, this it's in very, very good hands. So you would enjoy it very much. Yep. I remember I really liked Petrusha. She was my favorite. I don't know, man. I sort of... Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna finish that sentence. It was animated around the isekai boom, so I don't know how OG it is. Just randomly passing by. Hi, Tashi. How's it going? Hi, I'm doing well. How are you? Professional ooh. I'm sorry. My reading of your name sounded sarcastic. It's not supposed to be. Professional ooh. I hope that sounded more flat. Let's see. My anime list. Outbreak Company. When was this? 2013. Yep, that was when I was in uni. All right. Yeah. When was SAO? Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of results, aren't I? Yep, 2012. There we go. So okay, so SAO created the boom, and then this came out. So, it's sort of OG. It's sort of OG. And pretty far into Outbreak Company, which is why I'm hesitant to touch it. So I sort of understand what you mean. Yeah, but you know, it's sort of like if you get into it, then you have a lot of content to enjoy. So yay, right? Yay. Many long series to read. The grind never ends. Pain Pecco. There you go. Kaburagi-san, ちょっと質問かしら。いやー、昨日その全部終わりました。はい。Okay, so Kaburagi-san, just yes, a question? No, yeah, no, I mean, no, I mean wouldn't be the right word here. No, it's not. No, it's like last night, like okay, writing these lines are difficult. Okay, writing these lines that aren't proper lines are difficult. Let's see. Okay, let's get back into it. Let's do this. No, it's like last night. I really want to. Is there an English way to include this sound? I really want to include it. That's everything kinda ended. Okay, that sounds weird. Everything ended? What does everything ended mean? Would people actually say everything was kind of blew over? Resolved itself. No, it's like last night. Everything kind of resolved itself. There we go. Yes, I like the question mark. I like the question mark there. Although it's not a question mark in the source, we can put the question mark here. Makes it sound more. It sort of conveys more of the sort of like the very hesitant feeling where he's like, it's really hard to bring this up. Now he's gonna break the news, and it's just like, oh my god, it feels so bad. It feels like I'm getting embarrassed from my own text. Okay. 昨夜の顛末を話しながら冠城さんの顔色を伺うが、ずっと柔らかく微笑んだままだった。ポーカーフェイスが上手すぎて怒っているのか気にしていないのか全く読めない。かわいい。口挟まず事情を最後まで聞き終わった冠城さんは一つうなずき一言だけ言った。帰るわ。As I went over what had happened last night, Kaburagi-san listened. No, hold on. I kept checking Kaburagi-san's face as I went over what had happened last night. But she only had a soft smile. But she only maintained a soft smile the entire time. Okay, so there's a lot of shuffling around as always. Kaburagi-san no kaoiro o ukagao. So that's checking her face. Hanashi nagara. So while talking, so while going over, so as I went over. Sakuya no tenmatsu. So what happened last night? ずっと柔らかく微笑んだまま. So the entire time. Soft smile. As is. So mama. So smiling. So she is just smiling. Yeah, 微笑んだまま. So just maintaining the smile. And that's past tense. That is past tense. So there you go. ポーカーフェイスが上手すぎて怒っているのか気にしていないのか全く。Her poker face. Poker face. Her poker face was so good that I had no idea if she was mad or if she didn't mind. Kinishinai, or if she didn't mind. I had no idea if she was mad or if she wasn't bothered. I had no idea if she was mad or if she was fine with, or if she was fine with what had happened, or if she was fine with it. If she was mad, or what's the opposite of mad? Mad. I am mad scientist. Calm. Or if she was calm. No, that's not quite the right word. For a split second, I thought of making this if she was panicked or if she was calm, but no, she wouldn't be panicking, so no. Or if she was accepting? have no idea if she was mad or if she didn't mind. I think I'll leave that for now. とりあえず。Random word of the day. 水爆 hydrogen bomb. Okay, thank you. Do you think kind of just resolved itself would sound better? Just resolved itself. There you go. Yeah. That's a good thing. That reminds me, I recently decided to sign up for a CPR first aid treatment, of course. Alright. Those are good. You can save lives. Well, I mean, the hope is that you never have to use them, right? But good on you. Good on you. Now you can save people. I don't know if you're in a country where, like, talk about like saving people with CPR. Like, are you in a country where you can get sued if you apply CPR to someone who needs it and end up injuring them? Because that's a thing. That's a thing. It's ridiculous, but that's a thing. You might have to look into that too. Quite. So scared. 口を挟まず事情最後まで聞き終わった冠城さん一つうなずき。Listen to the very end without interrupting. After quietly listening to the very end. So here, 口を挟まず。口挟まず. So it means she did not interrupt, but I think we can just solve that with a quietly. After quietly listening to the very end. And again, 事情を最後まで聞く. So listening to the situation. In this case, we don't need to include this subject, 事情, because you know the idea, the narrative flows, so it's fine. After listening to the very end, like we don't have to tell in English. We don't need to repeat again what she's listening to. Right? So after listening to the very end. 冠城さん一つうなずき。冠城さん nodded once. Nodded once. Then said just 3 words. I'm leaving. I'm going back. So again, this is one of those things where it's totally fine to translate a different thing. Where here it says hitokoto, so just one word in the source, right? She said only one word. So here we go, kairu, and then why is her speech pattern thing? So it's just one word. This is one of those things where you can absolutely feel free to translate it, to update it sort of for the appropriate language, right? So here it's I'm going back. So there you go, 3 words. It would not make sense to put just one word here, right? So there you go. You can put one phrase, but that's not really a phrase. This is a whole sentence, so. 帰るわ。うわー、待った。俺が悪かった。見捨てないでください。お願いします。No. Wait, please. I was in the wrong. Please don't abandon me. Please. Okay, sure. Thanks, Google. Sure. 怒ってるじゃん。絶対怒ってるじゃん。She's so mad. She is mad. She's so mad. She's totally furious.タブレット端末をしまって帰ろうとするカブラギさんの袖を掴んで止めると、カブラギさんは首をかしげた。When I grabbed her sleeves, seeing Kaburagi-san put her tablet away and standing up to leave, I grabbed her sleeve to stop her. No, I grabbed her sleeve to stop her as she started putting her tablet away and leaving. She tilted her head questioningly. Kaburagi-san, kubi o kashigeta. Like, tilting your head questioningly is like, so it's just like, this just tilted her head, right? Just tilted her head. But when I translate this, I like to add questioningly, just in case it's not clear what the head tilt is for. I feel like this isn't. Is this a thing in English? I don't know. But I just like to add this just to be clear. But there we go. The pain of not finding the exact word you're searching for that perfectly fits the sentence you're writing, so you reluctantly have to settle for the next best word. Yes, that's. I would say that's about 15% of translation. Yes. And then like sometimes it comes back to you when you're in the shower, right? But other times you end up rephrasing the sentence. This just because the word that doesn't really fit looks so out of place and you can't stand it. I recently learned that some countries in Europe, like Germany and Denmark, require that you have a CPR certificate in order to apply for a driver's license. Oh, I see. Fair enough. Are you gonna have to renew it every time though then? Because I know at least in Hong Kong, a CPR certificate you have to renew it once every 2 years. Not something that I know. I got certified once in high school. It was sort of like part of health class. Everybody had to do it, and everybody got certified. And they talked about how like it would need to be renewed every 2 years. Tablet. Okay, we're done with that. 何をそんなに焦ってるの？こういうこともあるわ。わざとではないのでしょ？気にしなくていいのよ。でも怒ってるだろ。怒ってるわ。Why do you look so desperate? Why are you so flustered? These things happen. こういうこともあるわ。These things happen. わざとではないのでしょ? It's not like you did it on purpose, right? Don't worry about it. 気にしなくていいよ。でも怒ってるな。怒ってるな。But you're mad. But you're angry. Okay, but you're angry about it. I am angry. So I didn't want to put mad because it could be taken a different way. Like, but you're mad, like you're crazy. But no, that's not. You're angry. So you're angry about it. But you're angry about it. And then she's like, I am angry. Oh God. Oh God. Like when that happens, when the girl says that, then you're in deep shit. Oh dear. I'm not sure when you renew it, but I'm taking this course for the purpose of learning something new, not for a certificate, so I never checked. I see. Fair enough. I feel like the whole thing with CPR changes all the time, right? Like before it was like, you add the breath, and then for a while it was like, don't add the breath, you don't need the breath. I don't know, do you need the breath anymore? I don't know, man. Whatever. I do watch Dr. Mike every once in a while on YouTube and his thing about chest compressions. So that's what I know. And I know the office scene. The staying alive. Staying alive. You're supposed to do it according to that song. So that I know that. All the weird stuff. カブラギさんの火の玉ストレート。Okay, how do I do this? 火の玉 ball of fire. ストレート It's a straight. As in like a right straight, like in boxing, like a jab, like that's a straight, but this is a ball of fire straight. How do I do this? Absolute flame. How do we want to end the sentence? Because right now it's not a full sentence, right? A straight jab of absolute flame from Kaburagi-san. Can we just do this though? Maybe actually, that doesn't look too bad. Maybe. 怒ってたらちゃんと怒ってると言ってくれるから冠城さんは話しやすいが俺は死ぬ。Because Kaburagi, because she would say outright that she was angry. She would admit outright that she was angry. She was very easy to talk to. Let's change it. I really appreciated how she would admit outright. She would admit it outright when she was angry, but俺が死ぬ. How do you do this? But did little to help my situation. が俺が死ぬ. But I'm dead. That did little to change the fact I'm still dead. There we go. I'm still dead. The handsome YouTube doctor. He's awesome. Yeah, he is. Yes, that's Dr. Mike. Yep. Science changed a lot these past 20 years. I happened to coincidentally compare a physics textbook from 2002 to a textbook from 2020, and we've taken some big steps in a short time frame, which is a good thing, sort of, generally. I also agree. That is a good thing. Like scientific progress. Yay! things are understood more, things are more developed. That's good. Though, of course, there's always the fear that science goes too far, especially, like the most prominent example would be AI, right? Like everybody's always afraid of AI and robots and things like that. So I don't know. As is pros and its cons, basically. Yeah. 許して悪かったから俺が悪かったから反省してるから I can't be I was in the wrong I admit I was wrong 反省してるから I repent. That's a bit different. The connotation is a bit different. 反省する like you're like when you do something and you're like I won't do it again. I won't do it again. What do you call that? Let's put it as repent. I repent. It's so weird. Oh, no. I'll never do it again. There you go. That fits better. And that's sillier. You know how like when you're wrong and you say things like this, like there's no way that you can actually guarantee. There you go. That's what it is. And you promise that you're never going to do this again, but there's no way to guarantee it, right? Because like the same thought process that led you to make the mistake in the first place still exists inside of you, right? So if you aren't careful, if you aren't conscious about it, your mind will go through the exact same process again another time, like another day again. That's just how the mind works, right? So there it is. Not that I'm saying don't apologize. You should apologize, but I'm not going to get into it. I feel like I should get off of this topic. Makes him sound more immature, which he probably is, though. He is. Which is the point, right? Make him sound stupid. さすがに俺でもわかるこれさすがに俺でもわかるこれこのまま冠城さんが書いたら関係がこじれるやつだただでさえ最近は北条でどっぷりハマって全然天の岩戸に来なくなってしまった冠城さんが離反してしまう Even I could tell that if I let her go here, if I let her go this time, this would end up 関係がこじれる This would end up souring our relationship. Even I can tell. And they ended the sentence in the source text, but there's no way that we can have this as a sentence by itself in English. So we continue and we combine it with the next one. ただでさえ最近はじゃあねどっぷりハマって全然ハマれるようで来なくなってしまった。Top of how she almost staying cooped up inside the magic castle lately. And almost never showed her face lately. I want to end the sentence with 離反してしまう like estranged, like this. I want to translate this as this would drive a wedge between us. Yeah. So I want to end the sentence like this. Now my job is to combine this with this. No, Iwato. Lately. Very off topic, but do you ever feel sad knowing that we've been born too late to explore the world, but too early to explore space? Not at all. Not at all. I don't care about either of those things. I don't care. Either of those, I don't care, man. Look, all that I care about is, okay, look, I love my job. I love that I get to translate light novels. I love light novels, I love anime, I love games. And I love music. That's pretty much all there is. I don't care about exploring the world. If I lived back then, it's not like I'm going to explore the world, right? Like, Christopher Columbus goes and explores the world. That's got nothing to do with me. And I probably wouldn't even learn of it until like a whole year later, assuming I lived in Europe. No, man, I'm not interested in world exploration. And space exploration, that's sort of like, it's out there. It's for some people to do. Elon Musk has it covered, whatever. Like, what I love has nothing to do with either of those things, basically, for me. How about you? Are you interested in exploration? Hold on, let me get some water. It would definitely drive a wedge between us, especially on top of how there we go. There is my combination. Not the best, but it will suffice and I'm alright with it. Yeah, sorry, for some reason I just enter these existential situations where I ask weird questions. No problem. Ask all the weird questions you like. But I sort of think myself a more practical person, so all my answers are pretty practical. Honestly, these questions are kind of pointless, but they serve as decent food for thought, I guess. They do. And thought is always good. It's always good to think of things, like to consider things, right? So it's always good. As they say, there are stupid questions, but you know, with TPO, if you consider TPO properly, then it's better to ask a question than to not, I suppose. All my homies hate Columbus. Why do you hate Columbus? Well, I mean, it's sort of one of those things, right? Like it's a historic person who probably did lots of really shitty things, but he did push history a lot, like forward by a lot. So it's sort of like, you know, like you don't have to love the guy, but you appreciate what he did for history. Yeah, it's one of those things, I guess. Like nobody's perfect, right? Everybody has something that you can hate them for, I guess. So it's sort of like, for me, I don't really care about people in general. I'm just not a very, I don't have very high EQ, I don't think. So I don't care really about people in general. So for me, it's what matters more is what they do, is what achievements they've left, and what feats they've achieved. And if it's worthy of respect, then I pay the respect, and I don't really care about the person. Which is probably not the best way of looking at the world, but you know, it is what it is. カブラギさん、落ち着いてくる。話せばわかる。私は落ち着いてるわ。佐藤さんが落ち着いて。何をそんなに焦ってるの？いや、そのカブラギさん、calm down, calm down, calm down. I'm sure we can talk this through. I'm perfectly calm. Like that, okay, that never works. When you tell someone, calm down, and they're like, I'm perfectly calm. You know, that you can tell that's when they're very angry. You calm down, Sago-san. More than me, Sago-san. 何そんなに焦ってるの？ Really? Why are you so flustered? いや、その、that's leaving that. これ改めて口に出す恥ずかしいな。This is really embarrassing to say out loud. カプラギさんに嫌われたかと。はい。I thought it made you hate me. 嫌われた。やーいやーい、嫌われた。I thought you wouldn't like me anymore. I thought you hate me now. I thought you don't like me anymore. Okay, I don't want to use the word here because of I don't want to use the word like here because of the next sentence that's gonna come. So no to this one. I thought you now hate me. Hate is a bit of a strong word, isn't it? Hate is a bit of a strong word. I thought you now. Yeah, well, let's leave it for now and let's do the next sentence and let's look at them together. Right, let's do that. Keep in mind this is during a time where slavery was accepted. I just wish a more peaceful people society popularized travel to the Americas. That's just history for you, man. There's really no point like wishing how history turned out, because it's not like you can go back in time and change the past unless you're Ame. Honestly, like I don't see the point in wishing how history turned out. Like, yeah, that's just me though. When a person passes away, the only thing that's left of them are memories of them and their achievements, and it is those things that immortalize a person in history. So I get where you come from. Also, my EQ is in the dumps. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, it's, yeah. Now you dislike me. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's have a dislike. Is this... 大丈夫よ。私はサイゴさんのこと愛してるわ。Should I do this? We have this absolutely amazing line. Okay. Let's look at this. Let's break this down. Let's definitely break this down. Let's see if there's a better way of putting this. Hold on. 大丈夫よ。So this is her laughing. You know what? Let's do the next line also, because this is the description for this, so it will give more context for this. 冠城さんは今日疲れた顔をした後、はん一生して俺は抱きしめ耳元で甘くささやいた。After looking surprised, taken by surprise for a short while, space broke into a huge smile, and she hugged me. And she hugged me, and that's a lot of ands. Sweetly whispered into my ear. Broke in a huge smile. She hugged me, sweetly whispered into my ear. Wrapped me in her arms and whispered into my ear. Let's see how this looks. After looking taken by surprise, after looking surprised, for a short while, Kaburagi-san's face broke into a huge smile. She wrapped me in her arms and whispered into my ear. So there we go. I love these Tete, Kaburagi, and Saga moments. So do I. Okay, now let's go back and sort of look at this properly. So this is her just like that. So that is. Normally before I would have just put this as the laugh. Should I do it? I'll just do it. It's fine. So normally it's in like in official publication I probably wouldn't be allowed to do this because they would be like that's too Japanese, that's too close to the source text, and general readers wouldn't know what this is. But I assume you guys do because I'm an asshole. And it's not so much me being an asshole, you know, my personal expectation is that those who read light novels, especially those who read fan ones, are sort of familiar with this one. Like, you would know that's a laugh. That's 大丈夫よ. So 大丈夫 normally means like it's okay, I'm okay, you're okay, okay. 大丈夫 means okay, but here it's being used as a sort of like a reassurance. It's a sentence said to be reassuring. So instead of directly translating it as it's okay, I think I'm gonna make it as this. Oh, honey. Because instead of being directly reassuring, this is a sort of like, oh, why are you asking this, you silly? So indirectly it conveys the reassurance. And then, 私はサガさんのこと愛してるわ。I'll always love you. I've read enough fan translations to understand it all. You are the champion. This line. What am I gonna do with this line? 冠城さんは今日疲れた今日疲れた顔した後、墓一生して俺を抱きしめ、耳元で甘く支えた。はばばばはばばばばばばばはばばばばば。冠城ちゃん、柔らかい、耳が幸せ、いい匂い、好き。Fuck me. What am I gonna do with this line? What? There's no way I can do this. Fuck me. What am I gonna do with this line? I bet you the author just spasmed here. Fucking hell. What should I do? What would someone who speaks English say in a situation like this? Like, okay, yeah, I think I'll just do that. She's so soft. Mimi ka shiawase in my ears. Okay, it's really hard to read without the spaces. I'm so blessed. She's so soft. My ears are so blessed. she smells so good. I love it. Love it. Okay, does this work in English? Just love. I'm in love. There we go. Sago is literally melting. He is. I'll probably keyboard mash it, but I want it to sound more professional. Ooh, keyboard mashing. Ooh, like that. We could do that. Could we? Let me think about it. Actually, I like this. I actually do kind of like this. It looks so silly. I love it. It looks so silly. Yes. So we probably should get rid of these. Not that it matters. It doesn't make sense anyways. And then now let's just make it. Ita! Ow! カウンターで一人遊びをしていたイグが威嚇音を上げながら飛んできて、カブラギさんの服を駆け上り、手に持ったおもちゃのシンボルで耳をしたたかに打った。そしてそのまま耳元でジャンジャンジャンジャンジャンゴンを鳴らし始める。Ig had been playing by herself on the counter. 威嚇音 raised a threatening voice, an intimidating voice. Chittered intimidatingly and leaped at Kaburagi-san's clothes. She clambered up quickly. She quickly swiftly up. Then smashed the toy symbols she was playing with against her ears before proceeding to smash them together in an absolute ruckus. Right next to her ears. Okay, no, we're gonna need to look at the sentence. It's very, very repetitive. Let's see. Ig, who had been playing by herself on the counter, chittered intimidatingly and leaped at Kaburagi-san. Swiftly clambered up. Yuck. Then smashed the toy symbols Okay, so they're both girls, so it's she and she. So the pronouns are a bit confusing here. Is there any way we can clarify it a little bit? She clambered up swiftly. And whacked. Kaburagi-san's ear a strong whack using the toy symbol she was playing with before proceeding to smash symbols together, raising a cacophony. Big words, big words. We're in the big leagues now. Raising a cacophony. Right. Beside her ear. The ear. Okay, let's read it again. Egg, who had been playing by herself on counter, chittered intimidatingly and leaped at Kaburagi-san's clothes. She clambered up swiftly and gave Kaburagi-san's ear a strong whack using the toy symbols she was playing with before proceeding to smash the symbols together, raising a cacophony right beside her ear. Yeah, that's all right. It's a sort of a pity we couldn't include the jang 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 onomatopoeia inside the sentence, but I think like this is all right like this. I feel like I like having the word cacophony here. Before proceeding to smash the symbols together in clang clang clang. Yeah, it doesn't work in English. Yeah, it doesn't work in English. Yep, this is the best we can do. Big birds make me big words make me feel big brain. Yay! Yay for big brain. Nice. Nice. イグンインターセプトで俺はかろうじて正気に戻った。Kaburagiさん大好きしか言えないゾンビ状態になるところだった。危ねえ。Thanks to Ig's interception, I barely managed to regain my sanity. I was that close to becoming a zombie, entering a zombie-like state where could only repeat. Kaburagi-san 大好き. I love Kaburagi-san. I love Kaburagi-san. Abune. Phew. That was a close one. Edge of. Because I used the word close here, so I want to use the word close here, so I reworded that so that we don't have the word close again. I barely managed to regain my sanity. I was on the very edge of entering a zombie-like state where I could only repeat, I love Kaburagi-san. Phew, that was a close one. Let's pick that Kaburagi-san. See, this is me having fun with the text. Love it. Having so much fun. Hold on, I'm gonna drink some water. Alright, back. ところで、今ほとんど告白された気がするなんだが、俺も言った方がいいのか？ By the way, I think I pretty much got confessed to just now. Am I supposed to say it back? Oh my god, the titty is too much. It's too much. いやまず、今の出来の悪い息子が弟を安心させるような感じの愛してるだった気もする。迷惑をかけ、養われ、世話になりすぎて、もしかしてもう男として見られていないのでは？わからない。もう何もわからない。No, hold on. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on is better because it's not like a time specific thing. 今のは出来の悪い息子か弟を。That's was love you just now could have been meant like安心させる to reassure 出来の悪いpoor quality little brother, a poor quality son or younger brother. No, to reassure a stupid, foolish, a daft a daft son. Yeah, maybe let's put it as silly. Could have been meant something. Could have been meant like something said. To reassure a silly son or younger brother. 迷惑をかけ、養われ、世話になりすぎて caused her so much trouble and am so dependent on her. Could it be that because I've caused her so much trouble and I'm so dependent on her that she no longer even sees me as a guy? もしかしてもう男として見られていないのでは？ Come on, come on. わからない。もう何もわからない。I can't tell. I can't tell anymore. I have no idea. I can't tell anymore. There you go. So it's not as repetitive. 混乱して Sago is sometimes dense at the worst of times. He is. He is. But like, I don't know. For some reason, I'm fine with Sago being dense because why am I fine with Sago being dense? Like normally I don't like characters being dense. Like Donkan Shujinko. I don't really like them. But I'm fine with Sago. Why? I think I get it why. I think I get why. So the reason why I don't like Donkan Shujinko is because then there's a misunderstanding that remains, right? And so the plot gets stretched on for a long time because of it. But in this case, because even though Sago is Donkan, Kaburagi-san is fully aware of everything, and she's aware also of his stupidness. So like there's no actual misunderstanding here. Like the situation is under control, I guess. And it's not like just a random misunderstanding that's gonna like spiral out into this crazy annoying mess of just misunderstanding. So there we go. That's why I like it. There we go. I feel good now that I've vocalized my thoughts. There we go. 混乱して頭が働かない俺に冠城さんがイグをつまみ上げて巣箱に押し込みながら機嫌良さそうに言った。Watch me. My head was in a complete mess. As I watched Kaburagi-san pick egg up and put her back into her nest box. Subako. That's a nest box. Alright. She looked extremely 機嫌良さそう. So here, this would be a thing that I would normally add to the line because this is like in 機嫌がいい. How do I translate that? In a good mood, she said, in a good mood, this. Really good mood. So instead of attaching this to the sentence, I just put like she's in a good mood, and then I just added that, just to make it flow better. She looked like she was in a really good mood, in spite of what Egg just did. Sago-san, 私がいなくて寂しかった? Sago-san, did you feel lonely? Because I wasn't around? Yeah. Sort of. So, 今日から復帰するわ。魔法女はしばらくお休みね。Yeah? Then I'm back. turning to the no magic castle for a while for me then. For a while then. Yeah? Then I'm back starting today. Guess I won't be returning to the castle for a while. Looks like. サゴ's denseness is a good type of dense, unlike some harem anime MCs who are somehow more dense than most neutron stars out there. The author actually moves the relationship plots forward and don't keep them in limbo forever. Exactly. That's a very good point. Yep. 流れがよくわからないが不在がちだった冠城さんが戻ってくることになった。結果オーライ I wasn't sure what just happened, but apparently Kaburagi-san was going to be around, was back to being around. Alright. All's well. That ends well, I guess. There we go. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. And then now let's put the things. Dividers. Shikaku. I sort of got used. This sort of became my default divider because that's what was in the source text for Black Summoner, and I basically use this now for all my other series. Like I use this for Dungeon Busters, and then also for this new other one that I'm working on. So yeah, whatever. This is a lot of sugar, man. This is a lot of sugar. All right. After the sugar, now it's time to get to work. As in, this is gonna be about Mikyo-chan's training arc. 病院騒動から10日後、日の影ミキョは目覚めた超能力シャドウフィラメントの訓練を始めていた。10 days after the incident at the hospital, 日の影ミキョ awakened. Began the training for the superpower she awakened to. Began training her shadow filament. Okay, this is a bit weird here because it says 目覚めた超能力の訓練を始めた. So she's starting to train the power that she got. But this is the name of the power source. Is her superpower muscle. You know what? I'm gonna cut this. Cut Cut. Snip. Because it's mentioned again here. みきょちゃんがシャドウフィラメントを発動させると、みきょちゃんが作る影が動く。Hold on. We probably should put this in the glossary. Glossary. Shadow filament. What do you call superpower wiki? What do you call someone who manipulates shadows? That's I'm clicking wrong things. Stop. Shadow. Gotta take my insulin shots after all the sugar. Shadowversity. Shadow manipulation. Darkness manipulation. No, it's just shadow. So is this shadow manipulation? Shadow. Okay, this is a lot of people, but what do you call it? I want to know what the name is. Give me the name. What is acluokinesis? Whoa, that's a big word. Now let's do it on this side so that we can look at the thing. Acluokinesis. What's chlorokinesis? Okay, no, that's not what we want. Shadow manipulation. Do they all mean the same thing? You know what? Let's do this. What does acrolor mean? Fear of the dark. Okay, so that means dark. So that's not what we want. Edible. Let's look for what does edible mean. There we go. Deep darkness. Shadow. That's what we want. Edible kinesis. Let's just check the other ones just in case. Scoto. Darkness. Umbra means darkness. I know this from Pokemon. So I think that's what we're gonna want. Ability to manipulate shadows. Done. So this is the kind of research that we have to do when translating. I mean, there's not that much research in a series like this, where it's mainly fantasy, but sometimes, like for Dungeon Busters, I had to do so much research. Alright. By the way, you've done a really good job at naming all the superpowers that have been brought up till now. I would have never come up with some of these myself. Also creative. Thank you. If you mean these names, like Shadow Filament, it's the author that came up with them. I don't think I really did anything special with the name of the powers though. It was all just research with this. So like this is basically my go-to for names of the powers. So I mean, I'm glad you liked it though. Yeah. Okay guys, get off the history idea. Get off the topic about history, okay? And we're done with that, okay? きおちゃんがシャドウフィラメントを発動させるとみきおちゃんが作る影が動く。When みきおちゃん activated her shadow filament, her shadow moved. が作る。強い光が作る濃い影ほど動きやすく、弱い光が作る薄い影ほど動かしにくい。The stronger the light, which means the thicker the shadow, the easier she could move her own shadow. The easier it was to manipulate. Maybe I should flip this around. The thicker the shadow, which means the stronger the light, which would require the stronger the light, the easier it was to manipulate. There we go. That makes a lot more sense because that's the subject of the sentence. So the thinner, does that do you call shadows thin? The thinner the shadow, the harder. So in Japanese, he pretty much repeated everything, but here in English, we're just gonna we simplify it a whole lot. We took out the thing about the light because that's implied. The easier was to manipulate, so we took out to manipulate because again, we know what we're talking about. There we go. So if we're chatting about that for too long, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. 大雑把に2倍の明るさが作る影なら2倍動かせるし、明るさ半減なら動かせる距離も半減する。はあ。Roughly speaking, if the strength of the light was doubled, she could move it 2倍動かせる twice as easily and over twice the distance. If the strength of the light was doubled, she could move it twice as easily and over twice the distance. There you go. Again, here in source, it sort of he spelled it out a bit, so we simplified it again. 2倍明るさ if the brightness was twice. Brightness. Let's go. The brightness was doubled. The shadow made from twice the brightness. She could move it. 動かせる so can move 2倍 double. But then here it's also 明るさ半減 brightness half then 動かせる距離 the distance that can move is 半減 is halved. So basically it's sort of like if it's double the brightness, you can move it double as twice as easily. If it's half the brightness, then she can only move it half the distance. So basically it's the same thing. So we just combined it. There we go. Not to sound rude, but since there aren't many people in chat, tend to relax and forget I'm in a stream chat. No, it's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. It's just that the history thing seemed a bit like you guys were in a discussion that didn't seem to be going anywhere. So it didn't seem like, you know, it's like there didn't seem any point in continuing it. So that's why I stopped it. Usually, your usual stuff, which is like, you know, like asking people how they're doing and stuff like that, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely cool. We took out the U in words like color to simplify it. I don't put U's. Although I'm in Hong Kong, and I know like general education in Hong Kong is British, I went to an international school with an American curriculum, so I don't use the U. Yeah. The U in color was taken out because back in the day, they charge you for each letter in a newspaper article. Really? So they removed the U in color since it's a frequent word to cut down on costs. Really? Interesting. Now that's interesting. Now that's an interesting piece of history. Shoki 状態で500ルクス。I don't know this word. 蛍光灯500ルクス蛍光灯で照らされた室内の明るさで2支援動いた。At the very start, she could move her shadow by 2 cm under 500 lux. The general brightness inside a room lit with a fluorescent light. There we go. Oops, no. Parentheses. End parentheses. That's a thing, right? Lux, right? Brightness. Yep. Measured in lux. There we go. When I hear the word lux, I think of League of Legends. That's pretty much the only place I've ever really seen that word. So I think of League of Legends, even though I don't really play. I played for like a month because my friends were playing it. And I was like, yeah, I'm not good at this game. So I gave up. But now the word Lux makes me think of League of Legends. American curriculum gang, yeah. APs and SATs, yeah. TOEFLs, yeah. Fuck me, yeah. 1000ルクスゆくれる明るさなら 4cm. It was 4cm under 1000 lux. The brightness of a ukulele. Twilight. 10ラックスなら 0.4mm だ。Light of a candle. It was 0.4 mm. There we go. 今は夏で日差しが強いから晴天の屋外南中時刻なら10万ルクスで 400cm 動く。南中時刻とはいつでしょうか？ What is this? Crossing the meridian. What the fuck? 南中時刻とは一体何でしょうか？ Time in the south. No, that's probably not it. sun, meridian, passage, directly overhead. There we go. So when the sun is directly overhead, because now it's summer, when the sun is directly overhead, and it's the outside, and it's a clear day, it's very strong, and it's about 100,000 lux, and she can move about 400 cm. All right, let's do that. When the sun was at its zenith, we were outside. On a clear day outside, when the sun was at its zenith, because it was now summer, on a clear day outside, when the sun was at its zenith, if the day was clear, if the sky was clear, the sun was about at its zenith. With this, Mikyo-chan could move her shadow over 400 cm. There we go. Ooh, that we struggled with that sentence a bit. Because it was now summer, if the sky was clear, the sun shone with about 100,000 lux when it was at its zenith. With this, she can move her shadow for about 400 cm. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, because it was summer. Look, okay, what I'm thinking right now is because in the sentence is because it's summer, sunlight is strong. Hizashi ga tsuyoi. The rays of the sun go round and round, round and round, round and round. Because but we don't have the because we're not going to end it, we're not going to include the because it's now summer, the sun is now hot, and the sun will shine with 100,000 lux. There's too many mentions of the sun. So now that it was summer, there we go. Let's do that. That's better. I had the same experience with League. Played it for a bit with friends since they like it, but it never clicked with me. Yeah, basically. I have friends who still play. Dude, I have a friend who still plays RuneScape. I don't know if you've heard of the game. Now, whenever I bring it up, I feel compelled to ask, have you heard of the game? Because it's so old. We played it during high school. He's still playing it. Well, obviously he's super rich now. He's maxed out on his stats. I don't know why he's still playing it, but he still likes it. You know? Yeah, I guess you like the games you like. There you go. 要するに周囲が明るいほど強くなる能力だ。真っ暗闇では無力になる。In other words, this superpower the brighter it was, the more powerful this ability was. In a completely dark room, it was completely useless. Which is a very interesting way of doing this ability, don't you think? It's very like normally when you have anime characters using shadows, it's like the darker it is, right? Like the more powerful they are. But like you think about it, like this is a very interesting way of doing this because it's like the light has to be bright in order for the shadow to be strong. It's sort of like it sort of is an interesting take on Mikio-chan's personality, don't you think? Like she has a very dark personality. She's very like depressed and she's very like introverted and things like that. But like it's very interesting that like her power is stronger the more there's light around her. So it's sort of like the people that are around her, the brighter they are, the brighter they shine, the more Mikio-chan herself is effective, you know, which is I really like this parallel. I really like this parallel. So this is a perfect ability for her. Absolutely amazing. 初期値でこれほどはっきり発動がわかる超能力も珍しい。It was pretty rare. Superpowers, these effects were this easy to detect at the start were quite rare. 成長率もなかなかのもので2日に一度 1.8 倍ずつ動かせる距離が伸びていく。She also had a pretty high growth rate. That enabled her to increase her range by 1.8 times every 2 days. Cool. I think it follows the concept of the brighter the lights, the darker the shadows. Yeah, can't have darkness without light first. It is. That is true. That is very true. It's just you don't really think about that much because I don't know. At least I don't. And for me, it's like when I think of a shadow power, it's like the darker it is, yeah, the more shadow, you know, the stronger it is, you know. This feels like a flip to me, so I like that for that. とはいえ影を動かすと言っても単純に、単純に自由に引き伸ばすように動くだけで攻撃も防御も補助も何もできない。However, moving shadow only really involved stretching and shrinking it. There was no way to use it for attacking, defending, or supporting in any way whatsoever. なんか不気味と思わせる以上のことはできない。Couldn't really do anything aside from making someone think, aside from freaking someone out. 基礎訓練を積み上げてもめっちゃ影が動くすごいって終わりだ。みきおちゃんの活動能力がどこまで応用できるかになっている。Even if she piled on the fundamental training, it would only end with comments like, "Wow, the shadow is moving! So cool! So cool!" ミカちゃんの活動は能力。How effective she would be on the team. The team would depend on how far her adaptability training could go. Would depend on how far. Yep, that's all right. Yeah. Hold on. Alright, next. みきおちゃんは高成長率で基礎力の伸びもいいので、3週間経ち、影を屋内で7メートル動かせるようになったあたりから、早速応用訓練に入った。as みきおちゃん had a relatively high growth rate and her training was quite smooth. She became capable of moving her shadow for over 7 meters 3 weeks into training. So we directed her. So we put her onto an adaptability. So we moved on to adaptability training without further ado. まずは光源を動かすところから。We started by moving the light source. 今までは固定した光源の前に立ち止まったまま自分の影を動かす訓練をしていたが、今度は光源を固定せず動かす。Up to now, she had been standing in front of a fixed light source and moving her shadow along the rays. Now, however, we would move the light. 光源が動くと当然それに合わせて影も動くのだが、それに逆らってもらう。Naturally, doing so would cause the shadow to move. The idea here, therefore, was to have her resist that movement. 光源の角度を変えれば影の形や大きさも変わる。これにも逆らってもらう。In the same way, we had her resist the changes to the shadow when The light source was when the angle 光源の角度を変えればchange the angle of the light source. Shape of the shadow. You know, I kind of like, I kind of actually, like translating the shading parts are a bit dull and it's all just text blocks. There's no dialogue. But I really appreciate the thought put into the training area thingies, the training parts. Like it's sort of like if I got one of these superpowers, it would make sense in my mind to train using the methods described here. Like there's actual thought. This actually seems reasonable, and that's something I really appreciate. Though, as I said, it is a bit boring to translate them, and they are a bit. It is a bit of a slog to get through them. Kogenが作る自然な影を単純に拡大するのではなく、意図的に影の大きさ、形状を維持制御する感覚を養うのだ。Only were we having her expand and shrink shadows from their natural shape光源が作る自然な影 shadows generated by naturally generated by light sources. Hold on. Shadows generated naturally generated by light sources. We were cultivating in her the ability, the helping her grasp the feel of 意図的に of intentionally altering the shape and size. Their shape and size and maintaining, altering and maintaining different shapes and sizes. Altering and maintaining. Yep. Okay, that works. Yeah. The effect the author puts into this series really shows with all the details they put in. I know, right? I know. He writes it so well. Like all the humor and stuff, like absolutely, I think it's absolutely amazing. Like, I would say this as many times. Like Overlap, it was a bad decision on Overlap's part to drop the series. This is a really good series. この訓練により、みきおちゃんは1週間で光源の位置や角度に関係なく影の形状を自在に変えられるようになった。なお、影を自分から切り離すのは無理だし、自分から伸びてつながっている影でなければ動かせない。Thanks to this training, みきおちゃん 1時間光源の位置や角度に関係なく影のゲージをlearn how to freely manipulate a shadows her shadows Keijo. It's basically shape again, right? I don't want to use the word shape again. Form of her shadow. Regardless of the position and angle of light. After a week. Thanks to this training, Mikio-chan learned how to freely manipulate the form of her shadow regardless of the position and angle of light after a week. Now, additionally, Kageを自分から引き出すのは無理らしい。We learned that she could not sever her own shadow. 自分から伸びてつながっている影でなければ only shadows. She could move a shadow only if it was directly connected to her own. She only move shadow if it was directly connected to her. So I assume this means they probably tried something like I'm not sure what this means. Like, what if she was she's like suspended, and then so her feet are not touching the ground? Would she be able to manipulate the shadow that she casts on the ground there? Like, is this saying that her feet have to be connected to the shadow, or like some part of her body has to be touching the surface from which the shadow stretches? I'm not sure. We might learn. This might become clarified later on when there's more details. I'm sad the LN for this series was axed. I've reread the web version of the first two volumes of the series, and if you compare it to the LN, you notice that the LN has really refined the material. I can't help but think about how amazing the later arcs would have went if they were adapted in a light novel version. Honestly, man, you took the words right out of my mouth. Sorena. And with the illustrations, I would have loved the illustrations. like Miki, like Toka-chan with the sutras, that would totally have been an illustration, or at least I hoped it would have been. That would have been hilarious. 次にやったのは感知訓練。Moved on to training. 感知 sensation training. This perception. Yeah. Perception training. シャドウフィルメントは光の強さによって効率が変わる。暗いほど抵抗が大きく、明るいほど楽だ。これはミキューちゃんの五感には無関係である。The strength of shadow filament was based on brightness. The darker the place, the more resistant it was. Shadows were. The lighter, the brighter, the easier. It was the easier. As in, I don't like the brighter the place, easier it was to manipulate them. This was unrelated, had no bearing, completely unrelated to Mikyo-chan's own senses. みきおちゃんが目を閉じ、目の前が真っ暗になっていても、強い光が濃い影を作っていれば影を簡単に動かせる。つまり、みきおちゃんは影を通して光を感じることができる。Even when みきおちゃん closed her eyes, had her eyes closed, if the shadow in front of her was cast by a strong light, she would be able to manipulate it easily, without issue. Manipulate easily. In other words, she could perceive light through her shadows. Aha! Now we're getting somewhere, eh? Now we're getting somewhere interesting, eh? この感覚を研ぎ澄ますため、みきおちゃんにマスクをかけた状態で用意したカンテラのつまみを絞ったり開いたりして明るさを変え、具体的に何ルクスの明るさか言い当ててもらおう。感覚知能光感知機材をそばに置いて答え合わせできるようになるのも大切だ。大切だ。だんだんだんだんだ。In order to sharpen this ability, we put a blindfold on Mikyo-chan. Dial the lights. Used a lantern to Okay, so the rest of the sentence is Kantera no tsumami. So that's the knob on a lantern. Hiraitari, tochitari. So they were turning it on and off. So they were dialing it up and down. I assume it's not just a one off and on and off. It's not just two, because here it says 具体的に何ルクスの明るさを当ててもらう。Have her guess the specific lux. So I assume it's turning it down and up. Let's see, a lantern. That's not that's a different lantern. I assume it's something like this where you can turn it up and down. Maybe like if okay, no, that's a light bulb. Probably something using paraffin and things like that, probably, I assume. Okay, how are we gonna do this sentence? Oh, that reminds me. Yesterday's collab was very enjoyable. It's fun seeing what goes on in your live TL server. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. The ramen bowl was very sacrilegious, though. Hachama. Hachama. There's really not much to say. Hachama is Hachama. I was actually scared of the thing. I think you can probably see in the stream. I did my best not to look at it. Hachama freaks me out, honestly, man. Honestly, I can't deal with it sometimes. The thing from yesterday that really impressed me was the statues, man. Like the statues, I really thought was amazing, and I can't wait to see like all of the statues up there. That's how many girls are there in Hololive? There's 5 gens. Each gen is 5 girls. That's 25 plus the 5 from Holo EN. That's 30 plus. How many are there in ID? Is it? Six of them. So 36 of them. It's gonna take him a while to make all of them, man. 36. In order to sharpen his ability, we'll put a blindfold on Mikio-chan and lantern. Could dial up and down as a light source. Put a blindfold on her and dialed and used a lantern that we could dial up and down as a light source. Had her guess the exact flux when we used the lantern that we could dial up and down. When we dialed a lantern up and down. That just sounds like they're using a lantern that can do this, but it doesn't actually say that they're doing this. When we turned the brightness. Something like that, I guess. Yeah. 光感知機材をそばに置いて答え合わせできるようにするのも大切だ。Leaving a brightness detector. Is this a thing? Photo detector. Can we have a meter? Okay, no, it is a meter already. So photo detector. Have a photo detector on hand to match her answers against was Of course, importance. Of course, we did procure a photo detector so that we could match her. Because we did procure a photo detector so that we could match her answers against the readings. There we go. Boom. Boom. 実際 6090. Bro, what I hope I'm saying doesn't leave the stream, but when I entered the stream and saw Lo in chat, I was so shook. I looked up to them, and I felt like I was meeting a seller face to face. He would love that. He would love that so much. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna snip that, and I'm gonna send it to him. I'm totally gonna send it to him. He's gonna love that so much. Aw, that yeah. Oh, that's gonna make his day, man. Thanks for saying that. Awesome. So there's a total of 52 talents in Hololive, apparently, including the Holo Stars, I believe. Well, I think he's probably gonna focus on making the girls first, though even that's gonna take him ages, I think. Alright, where are we? Alright. 実際目を使わずに光を感じるというのは超能力を使わずとも不可能ではない。Fact was, sensing light without using being able to see it was feasible, was doable, even without superpowers. Fact was, there were people who could sense light without. There were already people who could sense light without seeing it. 全盲の人間の中には暗い部屋に明かりが灯ると信じにそれを察する者もいる。Point. There were blind people who could immediately tell when someone turns the light on in the room.光はそれ自体がエネルギーを持っているため、肌に光が当たり、そのエネルギーで本能わずかに暖かくなるのを敏感に感じているという説が有力だ。The most prominent let's go a prominent theory was that because light contains energy, these people could sense the slight warmth on their skin from light hitting it. Generated when light hit their skin. Something like that. Oh well, I guess I can never face low again. Embarrassment is gonna kill. Come on, man. Don't say that. Don't say that. I mean, like... I mean, I can't speak for other people, but I feel like... At least for me... Like, I'm... Like... I don't know if it's weird saying this about myself, but like, if somebody sees me and goes like, "Oh, dude, you're Taisha, you're the dude who does the translations," and like, you know, you're like a celeb or whatever, you know. Like, if someone says that to me, I would be taken back because I don't feel that about myself. I just feel like I'm like a normal person. Just doing my thing, you know, and it just happens that people like it, you know. And that's sort of how I feel about it. So, and I feel like it's the same for Lo. From my interactions with him on the server, you know, he's just a dude. He translates live. He has things that he's worried about. You know, he has his own mess ups. He likes jokes. You know, he's just a normal person. So like, I don't think you need to feel particularly embarrassed. Like, and like people, I feel like this applies for all content creators, but we all appreciate when people just appreciate what we do. That's how it is. So, no need to be embarrassed. 目が見えなければその分他の感覚が俊敏、敏感、鋭敏になる実例の一つである。This was one of the examples. This was an example of people with exceptionally developed was an example of how when people lose the usage of one of their senses, the usage of their senses, the other senses grow more developed. I'm not sure I like this sentence, but I'm going to leave this for now because I want to move on. 超能力を持たない一般人ができることを超能力者ができない道理はない。超能力を持たない一般人ができることを超能力者ができない道理はない。There was no way that an Esper couldn't do something that a non-Esper can do. Which, I mean, I'm sure there are exceptions to this, but you know, if a non-Esper could do it, there was no reason why an Esper couldn't. Yeah. Akibaki, hi! Thank you for appreciation. Don't worry, I'm just kidding about being embarrassed. I don't mind if you send a snip to him. If it makes his day any better, I'll be grateful if you showed it to him. Spam comment. I'm just here to say that the thumbnail looks like J-Cha? Dare? J-Cha wa dare? Who's J-Cha? I don't know who's J-Cha. Should I look it up? No! What? Hmm? Okay. Whoa. Whoa. I mean, she would need to do this. Alright. Okay, that's cool. Is that what you're talking about? That would be cool if it is. Thanks. 入院中の中1女子の病室に通って目隠しをさせ怪しげな機材を設置しカンテラをチカチカさせながら問答を繰り返す新聞時が理由を知らないと洗脳か何かをしているようにしか見えないので看護師には絶対見つからないようにと厳重注意しておいた。This is a very long sentence. Look at this. This is all one sentence and it has one comma. Oof. Let's buckle in. Let's break this up, man. I've been with Taishin since October of last year. Thank you. Your level of appreciation can never reach mine. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, what are we gonna do with this? Shigaji was 何も知らない人から始めよう。To someone who wasn't in the know. To an unrelated third party. I think I prefer the other one. To someone who wasn't in the know. Shigeji was effectively frequenting a hospitalized middle school girl's room bringing weird contraptions, blindfolding her, was frequenting a middle school girl's room, bringing in weird contraptions, blindfolding her, flicking a lantern on and off while repeatedly asking her questions, applying her with it sounds weird when you put it that way, right? When you put it that way, it sounds weird, which sort of describes this entire series. A lot of sentences in this series, if you take it out of context, it sounds weird. Flicking a lantern on and off, applying her with questions. Describe it without context. To someone not in the know, this could have come across as something. This could have come across as him brainwashing her, or doing something. Something to someone not in the know, this could have come across as him brainwashing her or doing something or otherwise doing something ridiculous, untoward. So I strictly and repeatedly reminded him to never get caught by their nurses. Could have come across as him brainwashing her or doing something equally untoward. Is there a better word for untoward? This seems a bit stiff. Nah, it's fine. We'll leave it. So I strictly and repeatedly reminded him to never get caught by the nurses. Of course. The series is pretty weird, but that's what makes it unique. A bit off topic, but we should rewatch the first Sleeping Dog stream one day on the Let's Play channel and refer to something. It's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be absolutely terrible. I don't think... Was my voice in? I don't think you could hear my voice. I think my sound settings were completely screwed up. I don't think you could hear my voice, right? I remember realizing several streams in that I couldn't hear my voice because I don't watch my own VODs because I'm too embarrassed to watch my own VODs. I realized only several streams in that my voice was not coming through. It'd be so bad. The waiting screen with the text "be patient" and everything. Yes, I did that. I did do that. I don't even remember why I did that. Was it a joke based on something someone said? I don't remember. Or it could have been just a quote that I just put off the internet. Oh dear. Oh dear. Bro, I had to raise my volume to the max to hear your volume. But it was worth it. You could actually hear it. Oh my god. Oh dear. I'm sorry. Alright, let's do this and then we're gonna call it a day. Let's finish this part. よし。みきおちゃんはこれもまた1週間で完治訓練をおむねクリアした。今のみきおちゃんは目を閉じていても一力数単位で光の強さを言い当てられる。それは同時に自分の影の濃さや形や大きさを目で見ず体延長として視覚できるよということでもある。Once again, Mikio-chan cleared this training in a week. Even Mikio-chan, now she could 言い当てられる she could determine the brightness of light to the lux. Even with her eyes closed. それ同時に自分の影の濃さや形、大きさを目で見ず At the same time, this also meant she could sense自分の影の濃さ the thickness and the size of her own shadow 目で見ずかられ as an extension of her own body without even I was gonna say without even seeing it, but you know, like we said that already, even with her eyes closed. Yeah. Not seeing it. Yeah, like this. The scuffed times were good times. I won't get over the fact I had to wait 2 weeks for that Sleeping Dogs Part 4 stream. Sorry about that. Sorry. Alright. I think we're gonna call it quits here for today because this is the start of a new paragraph and that's the whole thing. And we will not be able to finish that in 4 minutes. Let's see how much did we do today? We basically did 4.5 pages. I'm slightly worried whether we can finish this in the next stream, man. We're sort of here, which is... So here's the full. So this would be halfway, right? This would be halfway. See where we are. Yeah, we're not even halfway. We're not even halfway. We might not finish next time. Well, we'll see. As they say, things will be what they are. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. Thank you for hearing me ramble on and on, basically. Very well done. Thank you, Tobias. Thank you. Alright, that's it for today. I'm just repeating myself now. Thank you for coming, guys. Appreciate it. Very, very much. Many, many thanks. So I hope you have a great day. See, thanks for your hard work today. I'm very glad my first translation stream I could catch was a 3-hour stream. Hope to see you next time on the piano stream. Thank you. Yes, the next one is the piano stream on Thursday. So 2 days later. Yay! I can't wait. Like I'm playing like a little bit every day. Not every day. I try to do it every day, but yeah. So I've improved a little bit. Yay! So that's another thing that I'm happy about. I'm really happy nowadays, like with everything that I've got going on. Really, like it's very busy, but I'm really happy with everything I've got going on. So yay! Thanks for the stream. Always interesting. Thank you, Ryzen. Thank you for being here. And all of you have a good day. Cheers. Bye bye.